Live from a high school in Tahunga, it's the Nighttime Show. I'm your host, Stephen Kramer Glickman. As always, I'm here with Matt Walker, our producer and head writer and skinniest redhead I know. And today, our guest, an incredible woman. You know her from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, iCarly, The Unit, Pushing Daisies, and you can watch her on Shameless. We love her. We need her. Sammi Hanratty, everybody!
Hello!
Yeah!
Oh my gosh! Hello! Stop! I can't.
You're doing it. How are you, my dear?
I'm so good. I'm glad to be here. How are you doing?
Well, we're glad to be here with you.
Yeah.
This is a fascinating thing. For those listening to the show, we are currently sitting in a classroom.
It could be your room, honestly.
It could be your classroom if you listen to the show. Room 139. You're right.
Yeah.
Room 139.
I think it's Verdugo High School.
We're at Verdugo High School.
Wow.
We're way out in the valley. It's deep in the valley. It's a hot day.
It's so hot. I've been only filming outside today so far.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And we're sitting across from the lovely Sammi Hanratty with she got purple hair.
I do have purple hair.
This is very cool.
It's fun. Yeah, they were like, "Do you want to have purple hair for the role?" And I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
And now I have purple hair.
I love it.
How did they make it purple? Like, is it Kool-Aid dye?
I actually did it myself.
You did it yourself.
It's a conditioner. Actually,
Really?
funny story.
You go to Hot
Please.
Topic and buy some purple dye?
Well, so this is the thing. So I don't know if you know about. Well, you don't know much about shampoos.
I am.
Steven
I
knows
am
nothing.
bald. For those listening, I have no hair. Just so you know.
I was filming Shameless season 9,
Right.
And I went to Stagecoach though beforehand, and I went to this thing, and they gave a bunch of free stuff, and it was really fancy and nice. And
What was it, like a gifting suite?
It was like a gifting suite, but like in
Okay.
the middle of the desert. And so they just
Whoa.
like had random stuff, and they had
Here's your
clothes.
cactus.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, here's your cactus. They gave clothes, and then they gave beauty products. And one thing was this purple conditioner. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because I use purple shampoo for my blonde hair. It's a thing. Anyway,
Right, sure.
So then I go to take a shower before work. And I decide, well, I'm going to use some of the purple conditioner. And I went to bed, and I wake up the next day, and I get to the hair and makeup trailer, and I hadn't looked in the mirror. And then they're like, your hair is purple. And I was like, holy shit, it is. Wait, am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh my God, I got so nervous.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it was purple. So they had to like dishwash soap it out for the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then when I was doing this, I
They
was
did like you were a duck stuck in an oil spill. and
Oh,
you had
yeah.
to, like,
Yeah.
wash it
oh,
out with,
I
like,
did
Dawn
a
or-
whole Dawn commercial of just my sad face in a sink with washing it out.
Did you really do that? Did you make a video?
No,
where-
I didn't. I
You
should have.
you
I
totally
know.
do it.
I know.
You have a Dawn sponsorship and a purple shampoo
Yeah.
There you go. You have
sponsorship.
both.
You'd be all
So then
set.
I was like, I bet if I leave this in my hair for more than an hour, because that was just a quick rinse,
Yeah.
I bet it would dye my hair purple. And then I did it. And then I was like, oh my God. So then now every night before work, I put the purple conditioner in my hair, and it's
Wow.
vibrantly purple.
It's really cool.
Thank you.
It's
I
very
love
purple.
hair.
Yeah.
It's fun.
When
Why not?
when I was in college, I had like my last year, the last week of college, I dyed my hair blue.
Oh.
Like a bright blue color.
Is that why it's all gone?
Yes. And then it all just fell off. It all fell off immediately. And I went to go see, I was on my way out, and I ran into my acting teacher, and he went, quick question, what in God's name did you do? And I went, oh, I dyed my hair just for fun, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, you're going to ruin your life.
Oh.
And then walked away from me.
Wow.
And I was like, what a dickhead.
It's like a bad fortune cookie.
yeah, I was like, that's so mean.
Like,
Because I thought it was really cool. I always thought like dyeing your hair like weird colors is like a really cool move.
Yeah.
And also because you can dye it out.
exactly.
Well,
it's
You
just
change
hair.
it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
come
every
on.
night for the last 38 years, I've dyed my hair orange
Yeah.
every single night.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dedication.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You-
Wow. Nothing to say to that.
So I'm really happy for you, Matt. I think it's really worked out in your favor. It looks so natural.
Looks great.
Very natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very natural.
You even did the stash and everything.
The whole
he does
thing,
The,
yep.
whole
The brows,
bit.
all of it.
It just-
The
it's
whole
a-
deal.
Yep.
So you started out in Kidland, kind of.
Kidland, yeah, 6 years
early
old.
on. How old were you when you started? You were 6?
6, yeah.
What was your first job?
My first job.
Do you want to know what IMDb says
Oh,
your first
yeah.
job was?
Oh, shoot. Yeah,
Because
I do.
IMDb...
Tells you.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Oh, God.
All right.
Okay.
I don't sing.
I know. This is a game we like to play. It's called Did IMDb Get It Right?
Okay.
Okay. So we're just going to sing that, you and me,
Okay.
Sammy. Ready?
Did IMDb
get it right? Nailed it.
Thank you.
Passions.
Okay.
Was that your first job?
Well, it's hard. IMDb doesn't do commercials.
That's true.
So I think that was my first
Theatrical?
co-star, like my first like little. I think I walked down the stairs and was like, "Oh, Papa," and he was like, "My darling," and that was it.
That was
that
it.
I'm pretty sure.
Is that a soap opera?
It was
Yeah,
a soap
it was
opera.
a soap opera. It was really dramatic. Oh, Papa. Oh, darling. That
Wow.
was it. Yeah, I know.
So before that, you were in a commercial.
I did so many commercials as a kid. Like I was the commercial queen.
Like what? Like what kind of stuff?
My first, so my first job ever was I did 6 runway shows for for 6 runway shows for Brighton Runway.
Okay.
And then right after that, I had an audition for an Oil of Olay commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And funny story, we went to go to the audition. My mom, first off, never wanted me to be an actress. She's like, I hate this. I don't want you to do this, but you won't stop bugging me. And so she was like, I'm going to drive you to this audition. We were very poor at the time, so it was a big deal to drive to Los Angeles from Santa Bernardino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And so we drove out. We get there. My mom left my headshot in the car. So she looks at my sister and she's like, watch Sammy and make sure she doesn't cry, because I would cry all the time. And my sister was like, okay, fine. My mom comes back. My sister is sitting on my head. My legs are up in the air, kicking up and down. I'm sobbing. My sister's like, stay down. And my mom's like, what are you doing? My sister's like, you said don't let her get up. And I said, don't make her cry. And so like everyone's yelling. The casting director is just staring at us like, oh my God. And so my mom takes me in the bathroom. She's like, what are you doing? You just ruined this. Like, let's just go home. And I was like, no. I wipe my face. I'm like, I got this. And I go in and nail the audition. I booked the audition. It ran for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took the same footage and decided to make a different commercial for it.
Whoa.
For vitamin Oil of Olay. So that
Oh.
ran for another 2 years.
And that's all anti-aging stuff. So were you the after?
I was I was just this daughter that just my mom can have fun with me too, and like
Okay.
we like painted and finger painted, and it was great.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah, it was
That's
great.
amazing.
So you
And
got like residual checks from that for like
Yeah,
5
forever.
years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you do something like that, when you do a commercial and they recut it,
Yeah.
it's like the best
Oh,
thing in
yeah.
the entire world.
Yeah.
I did a what's it called commercial?
I love what's it called.
It was a car commercial, and then they shot all of us separately from the car, and then they just inserted a new car when they
to make the
Amazing.
same commercial.
and then made a second commercial. It was
Amazing.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that part of the business. So one of your early on credits was working with a friend of ours, Drake Bell, on Drake and Josh.
Love Drake.
How old were you when you were doing that show?
I
You gotta
was
be-
either 7 or 8. I think I was 8.
Wow.
At that point. And it's funny because Drake and I I just saw him like last week. Like I
Wow.
see him all the time. But that
Did you
is
go over to the
such-
tiki room at his house?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Oh
I
my
did.
God.
Yeah, that
His
tiki
house
room's
is
awesome.
insane.
Yes.
I love it.
Janet's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
His girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I
I
love
was
her.
like,
She's great.
And so it was really fun. It's so funny though because that episode is such a memorable episode
What's
that
the
I did.
episode?
It's called the Foam Finger episode. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it was basically Drake and Josh realized that they knew each other when they were 8 years old, and they pinned Boing back to like when they were 8. So I played 2 characters. I played one character in Drake's version, and then I played one character in what actually ended up happening.
Sure.
And so Drake's version, I was a dying British orphan, and I came and took the second to last foam finger, and then they had to fight about the foam finger. And the other one, I was just a girl that was like, "Hi, can I come in front of you?" And I remember I had such a crush on the kid that was playing young Drake, so I was just like, I was going for it.
Wow.
So it was the Drake and Josh version of the Seven Samurai.
Yeah, I think so.
Different memories of the same same incident.
Great. Yeah. Great,
I'm sure our
great
audience will
reference.
appreciate that.
They all love that. I
I'm
love
sorry,
it.
your
bet our audience-
nerdness is showing.
Oh yeah, no. He's all nerdness.
I love it.
We were
That's good.
driving here today and realized that the only things that Matt Walker likes, the only thing he actually likes,
Enjoys, yeah.
Star Trek
Yeah. Oh.
and
Sports.
sports
Oh, okay.
and 90s gangster rap music, and
Wow.
that's
it.
literally it. There's
That's
nothing.
like 90% of the things I
because
enjoy.
I'll say to him like, "Oh, I just watched. I'll say, hey, you want to go? You want to go to a football game? You want to go and hang out with a bunch of like football players?" And he'll go, "Well, what team is it?" And I'll tell him, and he'll go, "I hate those people. I don't want to be anywhere near
Wow.
those
He wants me to go to
people."
a Charger training camp. I'm a Raider fan. I will stab them.
Wow.
Come
Whoa,
on.
Whoa. Violence is never the answer.
Violence is never the answer. Well, Drake is like
Yeah.
very. I'm not going to say obsessed, but obsessed is the correct
Okay.
word with Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Disneyland.
I know, yeah.
To the point of
Well
his
aware.
whole house.
Yes.
Is Disneyland.
Yeah.
God bless him. He's a dear friend of our show and a dear friend of me.
Yeah.
And I love the guy. What are you obsessive about? Do you have anything that you have like a collection of? Are you do you collect anything?
I mean, I have a small collection of snow globes. I collect from different places I go to.
that's very sweet.
Is that like your
Yeah.
go-to? Like you go somewhere and you're like, I got to get a snow globe from
Yeah,
this place.
but it's always like it sucks because like 3 out of the however many I have broken on the plane back home. So it's just turning into a really dangerous hobby.
But also, if you go somewhere warm, like it's not that easy to get a snow globe of
Well,
like.
yeah, there is because they'd have them in a little beach. It's like a
Okay,
little
they
beach,
do
you know?
beach
Yeah, they
with the
do.
sand.
They do it.
Sure.
They do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I think eventually I'd love to start collecting animals.
What kind of animals?
Of
would you
all
like?
kinds. I just want to have my own zoo at
Do you
one
have-
point.
Do you have any pets right now?
I do. I have between 2 to 3 dogs right now. One lives between me and my parents, so I like own her half the time.
Got it.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
live by yourself now.
I do. I do.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Wow.
you have a dog that was cut in half.
Yeah.
Like Solomon was like, you
we
shall
don't
split
like
this
to
dog
talk about
into.
it.
He's
We
not a
don't
real.
Like to talk
he's half a
about
dog.
it. Yeah. So I have so almost
What
3
kind of
dogs.
dogs? What kind of dogs?
A mini Australian Shepherd, a standard Australian Shepherd. She's the one that lives between me and my parents. 'Cause she's big, and then a Papillon Yorkie mix.
So aren't those herding dogs, the Australian Shepherds?
Yes, and they herd me. They literally will nudge me and push me.
Because those are the ones
and-
like you can train them where like you whistle and they'll like
yeah.
do all kinds of cool stuff.
Frisbee,
They're really smart.
They'll do a lot of cool
They're
frisbee
really
tricks.
smart. Those
What was the
dogs.
last one
Yeah.
that you mentioned? What's the last
A
dog?
Said a
Papillon
Papillon.
Yorkie mix.
Is that short? A small?
It's small. Yeah, look, she looks like a little fox.
A papillon.
Do you like? What do you like more, big or small?
Yes,
when it comes
I'm
to
not a
dogs?
big rat dog fan, is what we call them
You
in my
like the
family.
little ones.
Yeah, even Sarah, the one I have, she's scrappy though, so I like her.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more into. I grew up with a German Shepherd. Like I love big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I like sleeping with big dogs. I like them in my bed, and just like
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
I
sounds,
get that.
sounds.
What kind of rabbits do
That
you like?
sounded a little funky, but
No, it's fine. It's fine. My sister has a what kind of dog? She have a giant monster white.
That like Malamute one that she had, or
The one, no, she still has one. I mean,
Great Dane?
it's not a Great Dane.
oh,
it's
it's huge.
Yeah,
you could like put a
it's like
saddle on it and
200
ride it.
pounds.
wow,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
love
this
that.
thing is.
Anything that is like a horse, I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Newfoundland, yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful.
They're huge.
I love it.
I know. I can't be. I'm already too big. Like
Really?
I'm a big fella. Like
Yeah.
I need to have small little weird things.
So you like little rat
I
dogs.
like little dogs. I don't. I mean, I have a pug.
Okay.
Which is a stuffed
yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
Basically just.
It just
stuffed
sits
animal.
there. Yeah.
I like what I do is I sneak up on her. She has a little bed in the hallway
Yeah.
that's like in a closet.
Yeah.
And I'll like sneak up when she's sleeping and like
all right, let's be
try to
honest.
pet her,
Yeah.
and then she'll just.
Yeah.
I don't know how sneaky you have ever been in your entire life. When I think Stephen Glickman, I don't think ninja.
That's the best part about this pug, though, is that she
It's like you
sleeps
could actually
so
sneak
hard.
up, yeah.
I can actually
Every
sneak
step,
up.
it's like.
yeah.
The dog just.
Because you're the loudest human being I've ever met.
Yeah.
I'm the same
That's
way
true.
though. I'm such a bad. I can't sneak up on people or anything.
Not very
Yeah.
sneaky?
No, I'm not.
People
'Cause
sneak
I
up on
giggle
me.
too. I
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he like I giggle while I do it.
That's bad. You
Yeah,
sneak
yeah.
and giggle. It's not
Doesn't
great.
work, no.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, you're very sneakable, but you're
Yeah.
not sneaky.
Oh, Rachel, my girlfriend, sneaks up on me on like a fucking daily basis. I'll be in the kitchen and I'll be like doing something, and then she'll just come up behind me and grab, like
Yeah.
put her finger in my back or something. and
that's
stick
not
her-
where I thought it was going.
No.
It's whatever
She'll
you
put
and
her
Rachel
finger-
are into, okay?
Look, we're in a school.
Yeah,
all
okay,
right. There's
sorry,
no
sorry.
Look, you're in
there's
the kitchen.
no ass fingers happening.
You're in the
in the-
kitchen burning your hand on the stove like you
Oh
normally
man, that was the worst.
do. And you've done it like 3 times now.
No, all those other pictures are.
Oh, just the same one? You just tried to get sympathy on Facebook
No, I
multiple
thought it was
times
really
for the
funny.
same incident?
Sammy, if you ever do this, if you
Yeah.
ever burn yourself, you
Yeah.
ever burn your hand,
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
put a picture of it up on Facebook and then just go, help. Don't say what it is. Just go, help. What do I do? And you'll get like 200 responses
Wow.
from people going, put toothpaste on it.
People say to put toothpaste on.
Put
That's the
toothpaste.
last thing I would ever
Yeah.
think to do.
Put baking soda on it. Like, everyone just
yeah, no.
yells things at
Yeah.
you.
And like me, amputated.
No,
Yeah.
that's why
And within, like,
Facebook
2
is
days.
dangerous no matter what, though.
But it's hilarious to hear all the people trying to help
your
you.
concerned
with something.
relatives, your distant
So
concerned relatives.
That happened to me where like I burned my finger, so then I put it up, and I just thought it was hilarious to watch everyone yelling at me. Don't burn yourself, you know.
Yeah.
So then
too late.
you stupid idiot. So then what I did was I carried up some groceries the other day with plastic bags.
Yeah.
And then when I put them down, my hands have like the ripple.
Yeah.
In it
So it
from
looked the same.
It looks the same as if you burned
Oh,
yourself.
wow.
So I took a picture and I just wrote, "Help! What do I do?" again. And there was like another 100 comments and people
Wow.
going, "Oh my God, your whole hand is burned! No!" Like
That's
it's
amazing.
It's just so great.
You're the boy who cried wolf.
I am,
One
yeah.
day he's gonna be on fire, and I'm not gonna fall for it this time.
Absolutely. So you got to be on a show that a lot of people love.
Oh, gosh, which
Charmed,
one?
which is a
Oh.
big show.
Yeah.
What did you do on that?
Which era?
Yeah, I
Oh,
it was.
this is was it Shannon Doherty era?
This was
Post.
with
Rose
Rose
McGowan.
McGowan.
Rose
and my
McGowan.
scenes was
Which
with
crazy
Rose-
brunette was on the show? At that point?
Well, it's funny. It's funny. So I did that show. That was one of my first shows when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I'm in an elevator with Rose, and it's she has to figure out like who she's supposed to save in this elevator, and she knows she's supposed to save somebody. And I'm in there, and there's a bunch of other people, and the elevator ends up like stopping and kind of crashing, and I end up having an asthma attack, and I'm like, I don't have my inhaler, and I can't breathe. And it's funny because in real life, I have asthma. I have pretty bad asthma.
Wow.
So they literally picked me because I was like, watch this. I can cough really hard. And I did. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, she sounds like she's really dying. And they're like, perfect, book her. And so I booked
Whoa.
it based off of the fact that like I really can't breathe very well. So it was great. And then I actually... Years and years later, I did a show called Chosen, and Rose played my mom in that. So I was like, Rose,
Wow.
I said, when I was a kid and I worked with you on Charmed, we took a picture together and I sent it to you. And then you wrote me a letter. And she wrote me a really sweet, kind letter saying like how nice it was to work with me and like how sweet I was. And it was just like, I was always like I always was so lucky working with like the nicest people and having
Yeah.
like the best interactions with them. And so I showed it to her and she was like, oh my God, I was so nice. I was like, I know. She's like, I don't remember you at all, but like that was so nice of me to write. I was
Oh
like,
my
yeah.
God! I like Rose McGowan.
Yeah, she's
I've always
great.
been a big fan.
Yeah.
So then you jump over to That's So Raven.
Yes.
My God.
Also, funny enough,
Yeah.
there was a punchline about that I needed my inhaler, but then because I was playing a nerd, but then they decided to cut it out because then they were like, we don't want them to all the kids with asthma thinking that makes them a nerd, and I was like, okay, as I'm like, okay,
What's so
whatever.
wrong with being a nerd?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When is that a problem?
No, it was fun though. I played a germaphobe on that show. So like
Wow.
I remember like one of my lines was like, is your soap it was just like, is this carpet antibacterial? Wait, no, do you have any antibacterial soap? I'm a germ magnet. And then like I walk away and the teacher's like, she is a bit germy, I'm gonna go help her. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I played a little nerd.
What was Raven like to
Oh,
be around?
Another amazing experience. So not only was she so nice to me on set,
Yeah.
but then like 2 years later, 2 years later, I was at the Apple store and I was sitting there and this girl came up to me and was like, hey, you're like, she was like, you're Sammi, right? And I was like, yeah. And I turned around and she was like, you were on my show a couple years ago. And I was like, oh my God, Raven, because she'd cut her hair, she looked so different. And I was like, Raven, and she remembered me
Wow.
and came up to me at the Apple store. And I mean, okay, I don't remember if she said my name exactly, but I know she came up to me. I was like, you were on my show, and I wanted to come over and say hi to you. Wow. And I just remember I called my mom. I was like, I like cried. I was like, Raven remembered me and came up to me and said hi to me and was so nice.
That's amazing.
It was so cool.
So that's the second story involving your mom where you're crying.
Yeah. Oh, I always cry. I cry a lot.
There's a lot of crying involved.
Yes.
On this show.
Yes.
I get that. I think that when you've done a lot of TV.
Yeah.
And worked on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's like a heightened sense of like when you're on a show or you're working that you do like time slows down a little bit. You get to know people a little better than you would other places. Like I'll give you an example. The other night I'm at the Improv, and this comic walks up to me and he goes, "Oh, what up, man? Hey, how's it going?" Right, hugs. And he goes, "I'm up first on the show," and I go, "Great. What's your name?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Don't you know my name?" And I was like, "No."
Oh, wow.
And he was like, "No." I wrote it down. I go, "What do you want me to say about you?" He goes, "You don't know any. Don't you know? Like, we know each other."
Whoa.
And I was like, "No, we don't. Like, I don't know you."
Wow.
And he was like, "We've been in the same comedy circuit for like 12 years, 13 years. Like, you should know me." And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I don't. And
At least you're honest about it.
Well, I was like, now I know you. Like,
Yeah.
now I know you, buddy. But it was like,
And I'll forget you by tomorrow.
right. But in comedy, we see so many fucking people
hundreds.
all the time, hundreds and hundreds of comics, and comics come in and then they retire. They could retire. I could do a show last night with a guy who will never perform again.
Yeah, like I had lunch yesterday with a comic from Seattle who recently moved to LA like 3 months ago, and she came down with like 4 other comics from Seattle all at the same time, and it's like the other 4 already pretty much like, oh, guess we're going back to Seattle, like it's not happening. Like people come into town for stand-up, they come in and leave so quickly that we can't get emotionally involved and try to know everyone because like it's like there's too many people. Like they come in and out. Stick around for 2 years, then I'll try to get to know you.
Right.
Yeah. Like most of the people that I know in comedy, I've known for like
A decade.
A decade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But in acting, it's different.
Yeah.
I remember I think I probably remember every single person that was ever a guest star or a character on the Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Like if I am in the mall and I see a guy and I go, "Oh, that was the guy who played the mailman on one episode."
Yeah.
Because it's like those days when you're on a set for
They're
like,
long.
They're long, and like you have a lunch break.
Yeah.
Like you've been here.
Oh, yeah.
What time did you get here this morning?
That's a great question. 7 a.m.
Right. So it's now like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's a long time to sit around on set, and maybe you have like, a couple pages, a page, 2 pages of dialogue you have to do today.
Right.
So the rest of the time you're just hanging out with
Yeah.
all these people and having these very like heightened experiences with these people.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
then later down the road you're going to run into a cast member from something.
Yeah,
It's going to feel something. It's going to feel great.
I've had such different like experiences because every set's different, and every person's different. So I've had the sets where they treat me like I'm a guest star, where it's like we don't know you, we don't need to know you, we, like.
Sorry.
No, it's
Steven's
okay. Do you
phone
want me
is
to start that
buzzing
over?
because this always happens. Every
I'm a
show.
bad person. I
It
turned
buzzes
my phone.
every show.
Don't worry
There
about
we
it.
go.
Don't worry about it.
I turned it off.
Don't even worry about it. No, but so I've had shows where they've treated me like, like not necessarily that I'm not important, but I'm not part of the family.
Sure,
You know
I
what
get
mean?
that. Yeah, yeah.
And so it's, you go and you sit by yourself and, you have that awkward, like, I don't feel like I'm really part of this.
Right.
But then I've had, for the majority of my career, I've had the sets where they have welcomed me in so kindly and everyone's been so kind. And I've had like just great experiences where like actors who, I don't usually try to go in with much of expectation, I just try to go in and go, well, we're both humans and I hope that we can have an interaction because I love like the human connection,
Sure.
And so I try and go in with like intentional, like, one thing I ask people, like, I asked everybody on the show that I'm filming right now that we're here for, we were all got lunch, and the first day that we all got lunch together, I asked everybody to go around in a circle and say, what is the biggest misconception that people have of you? It's just one of my favorite intentional conversations because I want to make sure I never do that to somebody, that I never have like a misconception about them. And what's the one that people like first read about you that you're like, oh, that's not me at all. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's such a good question.
Yeah.
Getting very deep.
Yeah.
What's a misconception about you?
That I'm happy all the time.
Oh yeah.
That I'm at 100 all the time, and I am a lot of the time. But when I'm not at 100, when I'm even at like an 80, people are like, "Oh my God, are you okay? What's wrong?" And it's like, no, I just have other emotions other than just like happy all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and I think that like people think because of that, I think people think that like I lack a certain depth. You know?
Well, I think there's a lot of joy to. I mean, this is. I maybe you'll agree with me on this, but. There's a lot of joy to the frustration of this stupid town we live in. And sometimes Rachel, my lovely girlfriend, will be like, "Oh my God, stop complaining."
Yeah.
And I'm like, No, this is me enjoying.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy.
You complain about everything.
I complain about everything.
You got upgraded on an airplane to
And
the exit row, and you complained about that because you didn't
Yeah.
want to be sitting against the window.
I did because it was very frustrating. But I there was no, you couldn't lean back. There was
Enjoy
no
your
leaning back.
Enjoy
And
your
it was
extra foot of leg room
And it
that
was
everybody else would die
overnight.
for.
It was overnight. I don't need leg room. I'm not that tall. What am I, a basketball player? I need leg room? Are you kidding me? But it's like, you know, people
you need
just
width room.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You rat bastard. We'll fly together. I'll just take your width room. How about that?
I'll put up a barrier. Be like, excuse me, his belly's hanging over into my
Hey,
seat.
Oh my
hey,
God.
hey. There's a lady here.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Is that what I am? Oh,
I
shoot.
don't
I'm a lady.
She's a lady.
Oh, she's a lady.
For God's sake, Matt.
But yeah.
All right, how about this? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, see, I don't like that being on IMDb.
Why not?
Because it caused chaos. Okay, so this.
You're uncredited
Yes,
as
exactly.
British girl.
Yeah.
That usually means there's a story
I
involved.
auditioned. I actually had to audition for that too.
Really?
It was me and like 300 girls in a room at Universal Studios, and all we had to do was say our name and our height. And they did, and it was a row of us, and it was like 30 at a time. So I was there for like 2 hours, and my manager and agent were like, "It'd be a great thing for you to go do." And so I'm like, whatever. Like I'd already been working a few times, you know, I've worked on a few shows, and so, but I didn't care. Like I just wanted to work. I loved meeting kids. Like I just wanted to play, and so I'm there, and my mom looks at me and she's like, "Do a British accent when they ask for your name. Just do something special." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, you know, I was like, "Hello, I'm Sammi Hanratty," and like I was like, "And I'm 5'1", and I don't know, I just did like a little like cute little accent, little English accent. I don't even know if I just did that right or not, but
it's fine.
but yeah, and then I booked it, and that was pretty cool. And literally, it's the second film. It's Pirates of the Caribbean 2. And the redcoats are running through. It's the first scene of the movie. The redcoats are running through, and I open the door, and I'm like, and my mom like comes out, and she grabs me and pulls me back inside, and that's it.
So your big line is,
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
And you know what? There was a dog on set. So I was like, I went to go pet this dog, and there was a guy who was in his car grabbing stuff, and so all I could see was like his butt, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir, can I like pet your dog?" And he was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And so I'm petting the dog. I'm like, "It's so cute," and he gets out of the car, and it's Orlando Bloom, and my little soul, I'm like, "Huh," and I was like, "Hi." And he was like, "Hello, like nice to meet you." And
so you didn't recognize him from his butt?
No.
What kind of
believe it or
Orlando
not.
Bloom fan are
I
you?
know,
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, my 8-year-old self didn't know any different. And so he went to go walk away, and I went, "Wait!" And he turned around and he goes, "Yes?" And I go, "You were very piratey in the first film." And he goes, "Well, thank you." Wait for it. Few months later, he's on Disney Channel, like Disney Surfers, which was like their interview show back in the day. And they're interviewing him, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "You know, a couple fans recently told me, like, apparently, you know, I was very piratey in the first film." And I was like, "That was me, motherfucker!" Like, I said
Oh
that.
my
Like,
God.
crazy, that was me. And so, yeah, so that's awesome. But with the IMDb thing, somebody credited me a name on there, because people can edit your IMDb for you, which
Yeah.
is
Right.
horrible.
Yeah,
so
I know.
somebody put me as Cora Sparrow. So then there was all this chaos.
Oh, about whether you were Jack Sparrow's
that Jack
daughter?
Sparrow was going to have a daughter. And so then there's all this stuff, and then the movie came out. And so there was all this speculation, and then the movie came out, and then people start saying, this girl, this actress, Sammi Hanratty, she's got this crazy stage mom who went in and gave her a name.
But it wasn't you.
No.
Yeah.
My mom's like, I don't even know how to work IMDb. People think I'm a stage mom. Like, oh my gosh. Like, and my mom was like the last person to want like any type of drama ever. And so it just was like, it was the tiniest bit of drama in our own little lives, but that like caused enough anxiety for my mom and I to be like, let's hide. Let's just like go in our shells for a little bit, you know?
Oh, that's horrible.
Okay, but here's the good question. Do you still get residual checks from that?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't know.
You don't get like $1 in the mail every month or something?
No, I think I got something though not too long ago. What was it for? It was for my first movie I ever did, which was Desperation. I think I got 29 cents.
Nice.
Like yesterday.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Oh, I love that.
That residual money is good. That's the good stuff.
It's great.
No matter how small it is, it's still good.
Oh yeah.
God bless.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it can really.
I feel like I'm out
make
on
a
the streets
difference.
at that point. Like spare change. Like they're like, oh, 29 cents. Oh, like sweet, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Thanks, SAG.
Thanks,
We're
SAG.
doing it.
Yeah, we're really
making it
killing
happen.
it.
You were on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
That's my claim to fame.
That
to
was a
this
big
day.
one.
To this day.
This is 5. You did 5 episodes or more?
I think 5.
You're listed as doing 5.
Yeah. Okay, then 5.
That-
Did you know about, was it Dylan or Cole?
Which one?
Which one who dumped
Dylan.
What?
Dylan Strauss, who dumped Sprouse,
Yeah.
who dumped what's her face?
Who?
Was it Allison?
Yeah,
Allison Stoner.
Allison Stoner on her
No.
birthday
What?
He dumped her on her birthday on set
when they were like 10 years old.
when they were 10 years
Oh,
old.
wow.
They were 10 years old.
Did
They
you
were
hear this
dating.
from Allison?
She told us
Allison,
that story.
And then
Okay.
literally 27 different magazines picked up that story and
Like,
ran
shut
it
the headlines are
everywhere.
because it's like MTV's like Allison Stoner talks about Dylan Strauss being the worst boyfriend ever, or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
whatever, I can't.
hysterical. My God.
It's crazy. Those guys.
The headlines
that
they run
show,
are ridiculous.
That show is.
I
that was a
in
big
love.
deal.
I was in love with
So you
Dylan.
on Sweet Life, not Sweet Life on Deck?
No, I was on
Okay.
the OG.
The original.
Same as Allison.
Wow.
And I was in
That's with
one
Ashley
episode.
Tisdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in one episode, and it was cool because there was only 2 guest stars. It was me and the guy who played my dad. We came in and we conned the hotel. And very rarely do they for Disney and for Nick, do they have just one storyline for the whole episode?
Yeah.
It's usually ABC storyline, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So I was like, that was it. So it was cool because I was in so much of the episode, and it was really it was an iconic episode. And I remember every time I had an audition on the lot that we filmed on, I would just go over and say hi to the casting directors and say hi to the writers because everyone was so nice to me. And so another thing that was so kind, the day I met Ashley, which there was quite a bit of a year difference between the two of us. She was like, "Here's my phone number. Let me know if you're ever on set." Just so nice. The boys said too, so nice to me. And I remember I went in to see the writers one day just to stop by and say hi, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna see you in 2 weeks." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We wrote you back in the show," and they wrote another 4 episodes for me to be in.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
so it
a
was supposed to just be
huge
one
deal.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because
and then they brought me back.
They usually do one episode and
yeah.
then you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. And they brought, because I was a con artist on the show. So then they had Ashley's character goes to this camp full of bad girls. And she's like, "Hey, didn't you con me one time at the, the Tipton?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then I roll up my sleeve and I have all these watches and I'm like, "But I can sell you a watch if you want one," And so yeah, I played just this little bad girl.
Nice.
But it was awesome. But the crazy thing is we filmed all 4 episodes in 1 week because
Whoa.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, because who was it? Brenda Song was. Oh no, Ashley was filming High School Musical 2.
Right.
So she could only be there for that 1 week. So we did
Oh.
all the camp stuff.
So
It
all
was
the scenes
crazy.
with her.
All the scenes with her. And so we filmed all 4 episodes in 1 week and then everything else. And I just love telling fun stories, so I'm going to tell you one more.
Yeah.
I never said bad words, especially as a kid. And I had to say duck à l'orange. And I just remember we were doing a writer's run-through, and I was so nervous because I just loved the show, and writer's run-throughs are terrifying. And so I just remember I was like, "I love Dick, and I just got so sad and so scared. And anyways, I said Dick in front of everybody.
You said Dick in
and
front of
and
everyone.
I said, "Yeah," and then I said, "I love Dick," and then I was
yeah, I love Dick.
yeah, that was what I said. My 10-year-old self is still mortified. I'm turning
really really is a sweet life.
That's funny.
I love it. And is that the show that you get recognized from
To this
to
day.
this day? Yeah.
That is 12 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
12 years ago.
I think
It's
Sussman says he still gets recognized from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're a part of kids'
Childhoods,
childhood,
yeah.
it just doesn't go away.
No.
It
Yeah.
stays, and you can fight against it. You
Yeah.
can rail hard against it, and it does not matter.
And especially
Like,
with
it
reruns
doesn't-
now, it's like
Oh,
new
yeah.
generations of kids
Yeah.
seeing you all the time.
Yeah, like about a year and a half ago, I kind of felt like the fan base for the Nickelodeon
Big Time
show
Rush.
Yeah.
did started kind of falling off. Like I would go and I'd see kids, out in the world, and like it would be like, just be out in the world doing things. And it went from getting recognized for the show like once every
12 minutes?
Yeah, like a couple times a day.
Yeah.
To then being recognized maybe like twice a month.
Yeah.
Like it was
It's
like over
usually just
time
like,
it just kind of
you
goes
look
away.
so familiar. Where do I know you? That's
Right.
usually
Yeah.
what people say.
And then about a little less, about 6 months ago, Hulu picked up every episode of Big Time Rush.
Oh, wow.
And now it's like every fucking restaurant I go to,
Wow.
the waiter, the busboys, they're all in their 20s.
Yeah.
And they're all like, ah!
Yeah.
And then they all freak out. I was on the flying back from Hawaii, and all the TSA agents were in their 20s, and they were like, are you Gustavo from Big Time? Like all these
Wow.
TSA guys
Yeah.
were like, that's so crazy. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. It's on like you go on like Twitter, or you go on Instagram,
Yeah.
and it's just people write and they stay with it.
Yeah.
And if you if you go, hey, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, but it's now for me.
Yeah.
Right now
Yeah.
it's still happening right now
Yeah.
for me. And you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all you can do as an actor, because I mean you're from that world.
Yeah.
All you can do as an actor is like continue working
For sure.
and hope that you make another impact
Yeah.
at another point in
Yeah.
time. And you have. I mean,
Yeah.
Shameless is a huge
Big show.
Well, that's the funny part is that people are, my bio right now on Instagram is I'm that girl that you hated on that show that you loved. Because it's so true. It's like
Wow.
I play, and so I did like a Transformation Tuesday thing where I put my Sweet Life picture next to my Shameless picture, and it's like was one of those things where
Wow.
I people are like, oh my god, like I hated you so much as a kid, and now I hate you so much on Shameless. It's awesome, like I love that. You know what I mean? Like
so
yeah,
great.
it's so funny. So it's really cool. The fan base for Shameless is unbelievable. It is
Yeah.
so cool. And yeah, a lot of people hate me, but it's cool because people, when they meet me, they're like, no, I love to hate you. Like,
Right.
and that's the thing. Like, a show like Shameless, like the villains, like they're so very much so needed, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And it's somebody that you're like, I hate her. I can't stand her.
Part of it might also
Yeah.
be Shameless has an older audience than,
Yeah.
say, Sweet Life did, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I think adults are more able to say, oh, this actor's really good at making me hate them on the show. They're doing
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
job. While with kids, they're just like,
Why
I
is she
hate
so
that
mean?
person.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard about somebody playing like a bully on some show not that long ago, and like they were getting harassed like crazy on Twitter, and it's like,
Oh my
it's a
gosh.
role.
Yeah.
They're an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 Reasons Why kids, I think, or something.
Yeah,
I
just
heard.
getting like
Yeah.
slammed. And it's like
Yeah.
they're just reading the words that somebody else wrote for
Yeah,
them. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. You have a couple credits that are very interesting credits.
Oh, okay.
That I want to bring up.
Please do.
An American Girl,
Yeah.
Chrissa Stands
Strong.
strong. Chrissa stands strong.
Yes.
You played Chrissa.
Yes.
Were you an actual doll, or were you the real life version of the doll? I've
yeah.
been to an American Girl store.
Yeah.
I went.
They're terrifying.
I went with Saba. I took Saba.
Why would you?
Because I wanted to see. I heard that there was a restaurant that you
Yeah,
can eat at where
the
you can
cafe.
eat in a cafe with a doll.
Yeah.
And I was like, Saba, we should go. We were in the mall bored, and I was like, let's just go in and see what this place is.
Yeah.
And we went up to the
That's
restaurant.
how you end up on a watch list.
Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah.
We went up and looked in the restaurant. I was like, this is a fucking weird restaurant. The whole thing was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. My doll is actually in a case in the corner of the American Girl store in the Grove, right now.
Your doll.
Yeah. So Krissa, who the character I played, she was the doll of the year. So she was only available 2009 to 2010.
Wow.
And then she was canceled. Actually, the other day I found her on eBay.
What is she going for on eBay?
I think it was like 120 for the doll, the book, the clothes, for everything, which was really a steal in my opinion.
It's a good deal.
And my family, it was in Arizona, and I was in Arizona at the time. So my family decided to bid on it, and what we were going to do is, if we could, because in the description it said, we also have the movie. The movie's really good. That was the description. Which thank you so much. And so what we were going to do is, if I was still in town, I was going to go be the one to pick it up and go, why the hell are you selling Krissa? I was like, what? No. But I was gonna. But I just thought, well, how funny would that be if I was the one to go pick it up?
Yeah.
And so, but it didn't end up working out. But But anyways, Krissa was so cool. I got to be a doll. It was so neat.
So was it voiceover?
Do you come to
no,
life?
No. So it was about, so like all of them are period pieces, and this was the first girl of the year. So it was about school bullying.
Did they make the doll to look like you?
They made me to look like the doll almost, because they dyed my hair dark. They they just changed like the way that I looked a bit on the show for the film.
I love it.
It was really cool. It was a really neat experience. I got to work with llamas. I got to be a swimmer. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You've got to be in a bunch of different Christmas movies.
Oh yeah.
These are Hallmark Channel movies, as well as movies that were in the theater, like A Christmas Carol.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
Motion capture.
Motion capture movie.
Filming next to Avatar.
Holy crap.
Working alongside Jim Carrey, Gary Oldman, Robin Wright. It was insane. And I was I can't even tell you, as a kid, I don't even think I realized how blessed I was to be able to, I was working on that, and then I booked American Girl. So I literally was filming between, Robert Zemeckis was my director on A Christmas Carol.
Bananas.
Doing, motion capture. Spielberg came over. A bunch of people. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Hang it out,
And Robert is like, Sammy, come over here. And he's like, you know how to ride a horse, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I need you to be a boy real quick. Plops me up on this mechanical bull looking thing, and he goes, okay, say giddy up, fellows. So I'm like, okay, giddy up, fellows. And then I'm going on through the town, and it's just it was just crazy. It was so cool. Everything.
Oh my God.
Motion capture is just the most fascinating thing, and it was cool because improv was always just a fun game I would play as a kid, but I got to use all my improv skills for that. I played Want out of Want and Greed. So I went from this girl that was strapped into this a sane asylum, a straight jacket, to being they know what causes, and I got to get up and become this whore this. It was really weird.
Whoa.
Cool stuff. I turned into this older woman, so all I had to do was just move my body. You guys can't see, but I'm moving my body a lot right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was just the neatest experience.
And that's all wearing
crazy.
a suit with ping pong balls all over.
Yeah, and dots all over my face. It was crazy.
You know what I think is so great about you, Sammy?
Me.
Let me tell you what I think is so great about you. Is that we've talked to a lot of people on this show. How many episodes are we in? 100 and
this
something?
This is 110 or something.
Congratulations.
So thank you. But we talked to a lot of people that have had giant careers and have done all sorts of things throughout their careers.
Yeah.
And some of them kind of they're wonderful. Some of them really appreciate their whole career.
Yeah.
And some of them, kind of go, I don't really even remember that.
Wow.
That's like Tom Sizemore, because he was high the whole time.
That's true. He really was. What I love about you is that you have experienced more in your 21 years, career-wise and otherwise, than most people will for their entire life.
Crazy.
That is 100% true. You've done more work on television and in movies than most actors will ever get to do, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating thing. And the great part is you really appreciate all of these jobs equally
and
in different ways,
as
which is
someone
wonderful.
that was a child actress, you're not a train wreck, which is amazing in itself.
I'll tell you why.
Why are you not a train wreck?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Well, when I turned 16,
Right.
or it was 15. When I turned 15, I didn't book a job for 2 years, and it destroyed me. It destroyed me. I was I don't know what to do. I don't know what am I supposed to do?
You're like, did I age out of Hollywood at 15?
Yeah, seriously. I was
Holy
just
crap.
terrified.
Yeah.
And it lit a fire under my ass to be like, this is not just anymore. This isn't just fun anymore. This is my life. I live and breathe this. I love this. And in those 2 years, I figured out, I'm a religious gal myself, and I was trying to think, why did God put me in this career path? Why am I in this career path? And I just felt like I am meant to tell people stories, and I'm meant to give justice to even the unjustifiable, and I'm meant to create their lives before I'm even speaking these words that people wrote for this
It sounds
character.
like a superhero creed.
Yeah. Well,
Bring justice to those who lack it.
Yes, there was a bigger purpose besides just wanting to entertain anymore.
Sure.
And it just made me want to work so hard. And so now, the show that I'm working on right now, that we're here, I found out that I booked it, and I cried so much. Like I said, I cry so much.
The other
but
crying story.
I cried because I'm like, thank you, God. I get a job. I have a job. I can't believe it. I haven't found out that I booked something in over 9 months. Then I found out that because I found out I booked Shameless 9 months ago. 10 months ago. Yeah. And thankfully I was able to work on it. But since I found out the words and heard the words, you booked this job, it's been 10 months. And you never know when your next job's going to be. So you just got to be so grateful when you're doing it. And it just, anyways, it just kind of put things in perspective when I was 16 that okay, I could either take this and be like, well, I could either pick a different career or what am I doing or this or that. And instead I was like, no, this is my life and I want this to, I just want to do it.
Have you ever had a day job?
I'm a nanny. I still nanny to this day. Yeah. I think I'll nanny, even if I was a series regular on a show and I was making bank, I still would probably be a nanny just because I love the family I work for. And it gives me, I love kids. Mm-hmm. And so it gives me something other than this industry, because I can't let this whole industry be my whole world because I would go insane.
Yeah, you have to have other stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other stuff too is should be the motto for everybody's career choice when it comes to this business.
Yeah,
because you need
Steven's other stuff is making weird models out of Bob's Big Boy banks.
That's 100% true.
Oh, that's
that
so
is
cool.
True. I make a lot of weird stuff.
Cool.
And I'm constantly trying to find other weird gigs.
That's awesome.
And yesterday I have a day job, but my day job is a writing job. So it's
you're writing scripts.
I write scripts for a company, and so I've had to adapt and change with that company as they've changed. And originally I was writing big, massive, epic sketch stuff,
$50,000 2-minute shorts.
$50,000 2-minute shorts, and now I'm writing a game show for them that they shoot once a month with they'll shoot 3 episodes in a day, and I write their game show. Me and this other lady, we write this game show for them.
Wow.
And it's fun. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's it pays the bills.
Exactly.
And I get to do something creative.
Exactly.
And I get to work with really fun people that I really like.
Right. Exactly.
And this is probably the job you've had the longest without getting fired.
Wow,
most likely,
congrats. Yes, knock on wood, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's been fired from 75 jobs.
Oh,
wow.
So many
we
jobs.
We pointed out a job he got fired from 4
drove
times.
by a job I got fired from 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah,
on the way here.
Real bad
That's
at
so funny.
Yeah.
I never had a hostessing job or a waitressing job or
you know what you should do just for fun, for character.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do this.
Strip?
Yes, absolutely, Sammy, definitely.
I got $1. Start right now.
No, we're in a school classroom.
Sorry.
With a young lady. This could not be less appropriate.
I'm kidding.
You should get a job at a place like a restaurant or some random place. And take the job just for a week.
Yeah.
Don't tell them anything about your career.
Yeah.
Just so that you can be so this is what it's like.
Yeah.
This is character study wise.
So
it'd be fascinating.
For character study, you should go screw over some small business that needs to fill a slot in as an employee.
And only do it
they
for a
hire
week.
you,
Act
train
like I don't know
you,
what the hell to do.
and then
I did that.
And then dip out.
You know what? I did that with Office Depot.
Oh, wow.
Office Depot.
you were there for half a day before you got fired.
Yeah.
Because you started talking on the intercom, right?
Yeah. I started making jokes on the intercom, and I took the job because it was 2 weeks of training.
Yeah.
And so you got paid for 2 weeks for doing nothing, for just sitting around. And so I would like sit around and eat lunch and get paid. And this true story is this woman came up to buy a pen. You remember this? This woman came up to buy a pen, and I said I scanned the pen, and it was $125. I'll never forget it. And I said, sorry, there must be something wrong. It's scanning at $125. And she goes, no, that's correct. And I said, no, it's just a pen. And she goes, no, it's a gift. I'm buying someone a gift that's a pen. And I go, why would you spend $125 on a pen? No one wants a pen as a gift. What kind of person gets someone a pen for $125? You want a pen? Here, take my pen. There you go. This is a gift, right? And the manager was like, Steven, we need to speak right away. And like pulled me into the office and was like, do you want me to fire you?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Kinda,
please fire me. And
Yeah.
then he was like, you're fired. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, great. Thank you.
Wow. No, I always wanted a job at, what's that? Sonic. We don't have Sonics out here,
Right.
but I always wanted to do, because I'm a really good rollerblader.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to do the rollerblades
roller
with
skate,
the,
bring the food,
and I
yeah.
just thought, well, what a cute way to meet a guy too. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
a nice,
yeah.
like,
By the way,
young
Sonic
fellow.
is the most infuriating chain there is because they advertise heavily in Los Angeles
And they're
all the
nowhere.
time.
And there's
To be
no
found.
And,
restaurant.
like you have to go. There's one in Anaheim.
Yeah.
And then there was one where the 210 meets the 605 for a little while. I don't know if it's still there or not. But there were like two in like L.A. County.
I'm going to
Same
tell you something
thing.
right now. When I am wealthy enough to buy a building,
You'll put it in a Sonic?
I will open a Sonic Burger on the corner of Sunset and Highland, and it will
Make a fortune.
I
What
will
about-
make a fortune.
What about Dairy Queen? Where are the Dairy Queens?
There's
Yeah.
a few.
I don't see
The
them.
the one that I used to go
Is there
to
one
is
in
is
Hollywood?
closed.
I
It's
don't
something
know.
different now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there used to
Anyways,
be one-
it makes me mad because
Oh.
I mean, not that I can't even eat it, honestly. I'm allergic to like everything in Dairy Queen.
I had
but
ice cream today.
God, I hate you.
I know, me too. I hate them too.
I
you
made
guys are the
him.
worst.
Hate him.
I'm allergic to vanilla, so it's like in every ice cream,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for salt and straw. They can make lavender.
Okay,
Well, I had
wait.
animal cookie ice cream.
son of a
Like, you know
bitch.
those little circus animal cookie ice cream.
I just can't.
And I made Steven watch me eat it.
And I ate veggie chips.
Oh wow! Oh, good for you!
Yeah,
Hey, high five!
I'm gonna kill myself.
You're doing great.
No, I'm not. Question for you.
Go for it.
When it comes to dating, do you have a boyfriend?
Okay. Kind of.
Are you?
This is a very new.
Kind
thing.
of. Are you getting catfished?
So it's a very new thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually super weird. I'm like, do I share the story? Do I not? Now I'm like
Share
on
it.
the edge
Now-
of it.
now you have
to.
Now I'm
Share
like
it.
sweating. So it was as a friend coming to stay with me from Australia, and how I met him was I was dating his best friend. So we dated for a little bit, like a dating. I mean, like we went on a few dates.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
So we weren't in a relationship, but we went on a few dates. So then his best friend came in town, and nothing was happening. And then their feelings started to evolve, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. And then like he ended up calling his best friend and was like, hey, like this is what's up. Like I like her and stuff. And anyways, so then we kind of got the clear okay that was like something that was like okay with him.
Oh wow.
And he actually is one of my best friends too, and so he's great. And it's just I'm sweating now talking about it. I'm like, is this something? Is this appropriate to be talking about? Hopefully they don't get mad. But
It's okay.
anyways-
One of them's a koala, the other's a kangaroo.
yeah, exactly. And so, the guy that I'm seeing right now, his name's Luke. And yeah, we had.
And he's Australian.
He's Australian.
Australian. Can
He's
you do
from
the
Melbourne.
accent?
Yeah, he's from Melbourne.
Oh,
and
wow.
he's an Aussie.
That's got to just grate your ears after you. He dated a girl from Australia for like 5 years.
Or
and
no,
it was
Oh,
not
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It was not good.
She'd call me on the phone. She'd go, what do you want to eat? You want to go to only small, or you want to get to the baggy place? What do you mean? I go, I can't understand anything you're saying.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna eat at home.
That's
Forget it.
amazing. Yeah, he's traveling like the U.S. and he's traveling around. So as soon as I finish filming here, I bought a plane ticket. I'm going to see him in Seattle.
Wow.
And then we're going to Vancouver.
Is he an actor?
No, that's what I like about him so much. He does CrossFit and he's a personal trainer as well.
Oh my God.
And he's just like the bee's knees. Like
How
he's
old
really
is he?
great. That's the thing. He's young. He's a little youngin'. He just turned 21.
So how old are you?
I'll be 23 in September.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Robbing the cradle.
I
Wow.
know.
That's
I know.
I like
I know.
that.
But no, it's really it's exciting. You know.
No, I'm happy for you.
I'm
That's really
happy.
sweet.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
I get
thing.
like sweaty.
How many
talking about
times did they refer to you as Sheila when they were talking about you?
it. Never.
They never call
say
you a
Sheila.
Sheila?
Hey, he just Snapchatted me.
Yeah.
Aw, Luke.
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 I like Luke.
I'm like, how fast is this coming out? Is this? Will this be out
Next week.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
Next-
great.
yeah.
Well, we probably won't be like over by then, so then it'll be still.
Oh my God, that's so great. I love it. I love
You'd be
it.
like, hey, listen to the podcast. Yeah. 54 minutes in, turn it off.
All right, I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Mad Men. You were
Oh,
on
yeah, that was
Mad
pretty
Men.
cool.
How cool was that?
It was cool. I had never seen the show. So I didn't quite know what was all going on, but it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
Got to work with Kiernan, which was awesome, and she's super great. Got to go to the table read, and my friend John Hamm came over and shook my hand.
Oh,
and, introduced
so
himself.
cool.
It was just cool. Everyone was really nice.
Did
and
you?
chill.
So did you enjoy like being in a period piece where they have really make you look like you're from the 60s?
Yeah, that was really neat. I mean, at the time, I didn't really wear much makeup anyways, so I was like, it looked just kind of like me, but just like slap me in like a different type
hairstyle?
of dress.
Yeah.
Like, no, even like the hairstyle was
okay.
like pretty same, except they had to cut my hair because I had layers, and women back then did
Didn't
not
do it.
have layers.
Yeah.
So it had to be a blunt cut. But it was cool. I got to work with actually one of my really good friends, Catherine Newton. She's killing the game right now. She's in like what's it, Big Lies, pretty Big Lies.
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And she,
Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies. Thank you, Big Little Lies, and she blockers, and she's just killing it. She's like in
yeah.
everything. Yeah, she's
She
like
the
the main
main
daughter.
girl?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that
She's-
movie.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my God.
great, and so it was cool. We've been friends our whole lives, pretty much. So it was cool to do a guest star with her, and
Yeah.
it was just fun. I got to smoke on it, and I have
Oh my
asthma, so I was
God.
like, oh dear God.
Did you play like a secretary or?
No, I played just like in a school with his daughter.
Okay.
And
So you're like the
played
bad girl in the
Kiernan.
school.
Yeah, I was like
School,
bad. I
okay.
was like, oh, you're gonna buy us alcohol and cigarettes, and I was smoking my little cigarettes.
Yeah.
as I
God,
did
you're
it.
so funny.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
my
fun.
friend Stephanie was Meredith on that
Oh,
show.
fun.
She was the
Oh,
secretary
wow.
who Christina Hendricks threw an airplane model at.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
that
cool.
show.
Yeah.
If I would have been on Mad Men, I would have played the janitor.
Yeah.
I think
You would have
There's very
played.
few.
They would have done a campaign for McDonald's. You would have been Grimace.
Oh, that's you know what, Matt?
I didn't laugh. I did not
That
laugh
is
at
so hurtful, you son of a
I
bitch.
did not laugh at that.
You
would
would have played Ronald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
Wow. but the period piece thing, I was on a show for 2 seasons called Salem, and it was
yeah.
about the Salem witch
Brandon
trials.
Braga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Brandon Braga on the show. Love
Oh,
Brandon Braga.
amazing.
Brandon Braga was
yeah.
was a writer on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Wow.
Executive
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
producer of Star Trek.
He's
Voyager.
fantastic. He's
Created Star
fantastic.
Trek Enterprise. Wrote 2 Star Trek movies.
Wow. Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, he really does.
But that was dope because that was dope. I never even say that word.
Just
that
so,
was dope.
just so you know, like Matt's such a huge nerd that when we had Brandon Braga on the show, who
Yeah.
created Salem
Yeah.
and Star
Yeah.
Trek and all this other stuff, Matt corrected him on his Star Trek knowledge.
Oh.
The guy who wrote the show, Matt was correcting him.
I'm
and
cringing
telling him,
for you.
There was one thing because I asked him what was the biggest advance in Star Trek from the old series to the newer series.
Yeah.
Like what allowed you to do the most? He said it was the holodeck, and I was like, well, actually, the holodeck made its first appearance in the 1973 Star Trek animated series. It was just called the Rec Room. And then it was like,
And then
oh,
he was like, oh,
Oh.
wow.
I like how you're telling me the story. Like I
Like,
still
you're
have
like-
no idea what you're talking about.
like Sammy's
That's
like,
amazing.
fuck yeah.
That's great. Oh, he said that. No
but by the way,
way.
I would like to say Brandon Braga makes the best show on television because he's producing The Orville with Seth MacFarlane, which
Oh,
is the best
yeah.
show on TV right now.
And you can book me if you want again. If,
They
if
should,
you want to
yeah.
work
Put
with
him
me
on the show.
again. Yeah.
You got
You should be
purple
on the show.
hair. You should be in. You got purple hair. Put
no,
her in.
it was really cool because that was they were very correct to the late 1600s
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And that was a fantastic
Yeah,
show.
he's a great
That
guy.
must have
He
been
killed
so
me
cool.
in such a fantastic way.
How did you
They
die?
strapped me to the ceiling. I had betrayed the witch that I was working for. And so they strapped me to the ceiling, and they put a faucet in my throat, and then they bled me out while she bathed in my blood,
Wow, that's awesome.
and I died.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's really
and it was cool
cool.
because I was supposed to be a guest star, and then I was recurring, and then they killed all my friends off, and I was supposed to be like in that group, but they're like, no, we're gonna keep Sammi around. So they kept me around until season 2, and then they were like, you're gonna go in an epic way, and I was like, this is the only way.
How is the special effects done for something like where they stick a tap in you and blood drips out? Like, how did they do that?
The special effects, like, it wasn't like much done in like post or anything. It literally was like I was literally strapped to a ceiling. They literally put a faucet thing in my throat. And then they had a like
a blood pack,
like a blood pack. Well, it was like a whole pump that went through my clothes. And it was just it was so sad looking. It was by far one of the, because the next episode, my lover of the show finds me. And that I will not lie. Like I cried when I cry a lot. Everything ends with me crying. But I cried when I finished the show just because it was I had become friends with so many people. So many people have died off this show. Not to like make myself sound great here, but I will say they baked a cake for me. And they baked a cake because I become friends and family with the crew. Like I have to every set. Like I have to. I love the crew is what makes the show. And so they baked a cake for me. And then they gave me a chair back, which they never do that for reoccurring people. Yeah. So they gave me a chair back, and then they the props department also got me flowers. So it was just really sweet.
Well, you know what's interesting is that you keep getting cast to play like the bad girl and stuff, and I think
which is the opposite of who you are.
Thank you. Oh my God, thanks.
I think what the reason that happens though is because you've done it a couple times and people know that you're good at playing a character like that, and you're so nice as a human being. It's the perfect person to cast for something like that,
because you don't want a bad girl who's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you don't want a bad girl who's actually a bad girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that would be a pain in the ass.
No, absolutely. No, I think it's fun. I did a How to Get Away with Murder, and I played such a crazy, like, I basically stabbed my best friend I think 52 times. But in the beginning
I saw you in that.
Yeah, in the beginning
Steven
I'm sweet.
has thought about stabbing me 52 times.
Oh,
just in the last
today.
hour.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I like that you knew that. You could just tell.
He'll tell me.
He knows.
He just tells me.
Shoot. Okay, you're very straightforward.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was cool because I got to kind of play the, like, I didn't mean to do it, like sad sweet girl, and then at the end of the episode, it's like you're next, whore, like freaking out and like threatening somebody else, and and it was just I mean the episode was called Skanks Get Shanked, like how edgy and weird.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was I do get to play, though I play crazy very often.
I love that you do that. There's one or two more little things that we're going to wrap things up.
Okay.
You were in Seeds of Yesterday with James Maslow.
With James Maslow. Do you know him?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not that well.
Yeah.
I know him a little
He
bit.
watched them on Celebrity Big Brother.
Every episode, couldn't miss it.
Oh my gosh.
Give me some dirt. You got to tell me some dirt.
I mean, he played my brother and my lover, so that was interesting.
No, all right, we're done. No.
But granted,
Was he playing two characters, or were you playing two characters?
So it was the season of yesterday was the Flowers in the Attic series. So the first one is two people like it's a group of kids and they get stuck up in the attic, and the two main siblings, they fall in love with each other.
Right. Yeah.
Because they don't know any different. And so
it's fact. This is real.
So then later on, this is now the fourth
Real
book.
creepy.
This is now the fourth book, and my mom and dad are brother and sister. It's them as older now, because but I was adopted.
So you had three hands.
So I was adopted, and he was from a different marriage that the mom had before because she tried to stay away from her brother, but then couldn't.
Okay.
So a little less creepy, but still, nonetheless. When you get raised as siblings, it's still like that's like being with a cousin, or you know what I mean. It's just weird. You don't do that. And so, so that was that whole thing was really interesting, but it was fun. James and I had a great time. It was my first time playing very like a seductive role. It was my first time playing anything that wasn't just like your typical teenager. It was like my first time playing somebody who was like in her early 20s and like very like there was a line in it where I was like, I can't just be with a boy and not give him what he wants. It's like I'm just like I said something about like I like it makes me like hungry or something about like the hunger or something about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like wow, like this girl is so different from me, but okay. But it was just fun. It was fun for me as an actress because I was like, I'm never this person. So it's like I get to play like this is fun. I like kissed a bunch of boys on it and
what did you think what did you think of spending time with Maslow? What was he like for you?
It was fun. We went out, although one night So this is back when I used to drink. I don't drink anymore, but this is back when I used to. And fun fact, I got wasted a lot in Vancouver because I was 19.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ. Were you at the Sutton place?
I was everywhere. I
Where
don't
were
know.
you staying?
I was blacked out most of the time. No, just kidding. No, it wasn't that bad. But
yeah, but when you're shooting in Vancouver,
Oh.
I mean, it's just everything's
So-
there.
James, and then the other guy who played my other brother. So I had the two brothers, and they both are very attractive guys, you know. And I just met both of them, and I was like kind of newly-ish single. So I was like, this is gonna be fun. And they're like, we're gonna go out on the town. They're like, do you want to come? I was like, oh my gosh, yes. I had a few drinks beforehand, and then I was like, I'm gonna go out with them. I was like, they're gonna show me what to drink because I've never like gone to the actual bar before. Like this is crazy. And I go out with them, and they both have dates. And I was like, oh my god. So I was fifth wheeling, and I was like, this is the worst. This is my nightmare. And so I was like, great, this is awesome.
Fifth
And
wheel you?
oh yeah, and then I had tequila for the first time in my life. So I'm like, and I'm doing shots of tequila. I'm like, hey, bartender, give me another. He's like, I don't know if I should. I'm like, are you bossing me around? I'm like, I'm independent. Like, just like saying such a dumb thing. So,
I'm an independent woman.
Next
Give
thing
it
I
to me.
next thing I know, I'm coming back to life, and I'm back in the. I'm with James and I'm with a whole group of people, and the girls are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then I look at James and I just go, "Hey, I know we don't know each other very well, but you look thirsty." And I grabbed a water bottle and I dumped it on his head. And I was like, that was when they were like, "Okay, you gotta go."
Oh my
Cut off.
God.
That was before we started working. So it was horrific. It was horrible. So I don't have embarrassing stories about him. I don't have any dirt on him, but I just shared my dirt about myself
That is
from him. So he doesn't ever have to.
Perfect.
It was one of the
love
most
it.
embarrassing nights of my life. But you know
I love
what?
it. Oh, that's
it's okay.
so
I don't
great.
drink anymore. There's reasons for these things.
Sure. Well, you're very small. Drinking
I am
when
very,
you're small,
it's
it's
okay.
not. Yeah,
Water's my drink of choice.
Yes, absolutely. And last question,
Yeah.
last show question, I
Okay.
guess, unless Matt, you Vampire Diaries. I gotta ask you about
okay.
Vampire Diaries.
Yes. Him and
That
your best shot.
mega show,
Yeah.
big show, and those cast members were very, very tight. I know from reading about that
Weren't
show
they
that they were
married or something?
Some of them
Nina
were-
Dobrev and
Some of them were dating.
One of them-
dating
there was
very
some relationship
seriously.
there.
Yeah.
What was it like jumping in with them so far into the?
Yeah, it was
into
their
the
season
process?
8. It was their last
Yeah,
season.
right?
And yeah, the audition for it, Ian Somerhalder was actually directing my first episode.
Oh yeah.
So
Ian
he's the one who
Somerhalder.
booked me.
My God.
He's the one who hired me. And so I was on a cruise in the Caribbean, and I got pulled off the cruise because they needed me in Atlanta for the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I got there, and he was like, I fought for you to get off that cruise. And he's like, I'm so glad you're here. We're so happy to have you a part of it. And I was like, wow, how cool. Like that this is my intro to this.
Yeah.
And once again, everyone was so kind, treated me like family. I was there for a month. I filmed 3 episodes of the show, and it was a blast. It was so fun, and everyone was so nice. I got to die twice on the show. I got
Wow.
to die. I got my neck snapped first, but then turns out he had turned me already into a vampire, and then I wake up, and then boom, shakalaka, Paul killed me again.
Whoa.
So I got killed
Nice.
twice. Yes, both
That's
by Paul.
cool.
So
Oh my God, I love that.
yeah.
I've only met Ian one time.
Yeah.
It was on a red carpet for the Anti-Defamation League
Uh-huh.
for some like big event that they had, and he walked up next to me, and I looked at him and I went, "Are you real?"
Oh, he's
Because
just beautiful.
You're way too pretty to
Wait,
be like
yeah.
a human being.
Yeah.
And then he laughed and then turned into diamonds, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck happened to him, but he was just,
That's amazing.
it was almost like a cloud had carried him to
Yeah.
the event.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that guy, eating a Chipotle.
And his wife is just as beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
she's gorgeous
and they
too.
just had a baby, and it's like they just like I can't imagine what that baby's gonna grow up to look like because
Right.
it's almost not fair to
Yeah,
all
no.
the rest of us.
Well, it has wings.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. It's
Of course
the
it
only
does.
baby ever
Yes,
born with
yes.
wings.
It poops rainbows. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah. It's just pure magic. So what is this show that you're working on right now? I know you couldn't really talk about it.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say like the full-on title. Right now we're calling it Timeline.
Okay.
And so it's an interactive show.
Interesting.
It's a web series. It's 15-minute episodes. And
Where can we see this
for
when it's out?
YouTube?
Yeah,
or-
I'm not sure. I'm not sure any other info other than
Okay.
Yeah.
than all.
It's all
you know.
hush hush, big
Yeah,
secret.
we're all
I love
keeping
it.
it very secretive. But yeah, it's just it's so fun. It's a lot. It's a challenge because even though it's only 15-minute episodes, we're filming all these different scenarios of what could happen if you pick. You know, if you pick this scenario, if you pick that scenario, and so there's some characters that you might never even see.
Depending on
Because
your
you never
choices.
even
Who
got
created the show?
to.
Do you know?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. A very talented, wonderful person, I'm
Yes.
sure. And I know Kimmy
Yes.
is directing.
Kimmy is amazing. First off, I love having a great female director.
Yeah.
But she's the one who set the whole tone of just like everybody just like loving each other and being kind to each other. And this cast and crew are this is one of my favorite cast and crews. Like everyone is just so positive and kind here. It's
I'm a
great.
big fan of Kimmy.
Yeah.
Kimmy is on the show Glow.
Yes.
She's a cast member on Glow, as well as being a very talented director.
Yes.
And we are actually are having some of the cast of Glow, some of the women of Glow on the nighttime show live at the Improv August 18th.
Oh my goodness.
You can get tickets by going to hollywoodimprov.com. Look on the calendar to August 18th. Get your tickets. They're 10:30 show, and we're also, I believe, going to set a Guinness Book World Record that
Couple
night.
of them.
Wow.
Couple of them.
Couple
So,
world records are going to
be
go
a big
down.
night.
That's
And-
amazing.
Oh, and we just booked Johnny Manuel, who is the singer from America's Got Talent. That he was like a finalist, but a year ago, who sang Whitney Houston on the show. He sang some Whitney Houston songs. Guy blew my fucking mind in half.
Yes.
And so I tracked him down through Twitter.
Yes.
Found him. He was in the Ukraine singing on like a concert tour, and I got him to put our show onto his tour schedule so that he could come and
that's
sing a song or two for us.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
it'll be
That's so
great.
exciting.
So if you're around, Sammy,
Yes.
come out and come say hi.
I would love to.
And I brought you a gift.
What is that?
This.
I don't do drugs.
The official.
Oh, what
This is the official nighttime show pin.
Oh my gosh! Yay! I love it. I'm
You're
gonna
the
put it on
first
my
person to
bag.
get that.
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
put it
Yeah,
on my
you
bag.
are
I love
you're our
pins
first
on bags.
guest to get it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I love it.
And it glows in the dark.
And it glows in the dark. Yeah.
Shut up! Is that
You
a
bet.
donut?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I love donuts.
Me
I'm
too.
allergic to them, but I love
We
donuts.
all love donuts.
Absolutely. So thank you again
Oh my gosh, of
for
course.
stopping, for letting us come by and hang
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
Oh,
if they
you can
wanna
find me on
track you?
Instagram at Sammi Hanratty, and you can also find me on Twitter at Sammi Hanratty.
Very nice.
I also just started doing YouTube vlogs. It's a
Ooh.
new thing. I've been doing literally weekly vlogs. I've been killing it. So
love it.
my
I
YouTube
love
channel
it.
is just Sammi Hanratty.
That's great.
So, but yeah, it's loads of fun.
That's great.
Also, guys, check out Shameless September 9th, season 9.
Cool.
Yes, I can't wait.
On Showtime.
Can't
Awesome.
wait.
Yes.
Matt, where can people find you?
Links to everything at funnymatt.com, or if you're annoyed by me, please let me know at mattwalkersucks.com.
Which people
Amazing.
do because he does annoy people.
Wow.
You can always get me at Stephen Glickman, STPHEN Glickman on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch,
yes.
Xbox Live, YouTube, Facebook. I don't know, LinkedIn. I don't know, other places.
FarmersOnly.com.
FarmersOnly.com. Yeah, find
you
me.
don't have to be lonely.
I love you guys. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nighttime Show podcast. It airs on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, everywhere that podcasts can be heard.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you so much, Sammy. You're the best.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh!